Hello and welcome to my channel. This is T with Teresa H Creates, and this is part 4 of the Winter Hidden Spine Journal. I've got my signatures attached. I've got the spine attached to the book. Everything looks great. I have filled it up with lots and lots of ephemera that I used up all those pages of fussy cuts, but I do have a couple of projects left from the different kits that I got. So I'm using 2 digital kits. One of them had a folio kit, and then the other one had a card insert. And so I wanted to work on those. Fortunately, I have already fussy cut this. Fortunately, I've already fussy cut the folio kit out because it was quite a bit. There were a lot of pockets and things, so they just need to be inked up. But let's go through this process. I have not created a folio kit using a little guide like this. So this is the large piece here. So we're going to try to piece this together. And I'm assuming that this might be easier if I fold it first. That's a guess. I think I'm going to fold it along the lines. Where is my bone folder? There we go. And then we'll start attaching envelopes and pockets. Puppy's in here this morning. I gave her a new toy to chew on. I thought that would keep her busy, but she is going to town with the squeaker, so I apologize. That might be a little bit annoying. It is keeping her preoccupied, just she's not as quiet as I had hoped. Okay, let me go ahead and ink this up. I'm going to use the Distress Oxide Ground Espresso. It's got a nice blue border around it. I don't know if you can see. Well, that's all blue, but here we go. You can see the blue border right here. So that goes all the way around it. Let me ink up all of these little edges. It's a cute little folio. I have no idea where I'm going to put it in the book yet. To figure that out, find a nice spot for it. Depending on how long this video is, because I need to finish the cover of this book as well. So depending on how long this is, I may do a flip through at the end of the video, or it may be a separate video. Okay, I think I've got everything inked up. So this is, okay, so if I hold it this way, it's telling me, well, is that the inside or the outside? No? Okay, so that's the outside. Yes, yes, yes. So then there are 2 pockets here. Okay, let's start here. So here's this large pocket. I'm thinking that goes there. Ink around these edges. I went ahead and folded all these little flaps too, so at least we could save time with that. And I've printed these digital kits, and like in this last one, I used a lot of the pockets that it printed, and those are great. I've never put together like these little folio kits though, like this. So this will be interesting. So I did go ahead and fold over all of these little bits. Okay, and it doesn't, to me, it looked like, I mean, like I shouldn't have just glued that, like I should have glued up here too, but it didn't have a, I'm gonna glue that anyway. I'm gonna glue along this edge. So it's a nice little pocket. Okay, and then there should be a smaller, there we go. That would be this guy. Right. Ink up the edges of this. Okay, and so this guy has 3 folds, so that was a little more obvious. All right, and it kind of centered here. I'm going to eyeball it. There we go. Cute, cute. Okay. And then that is straight across. I had one that was straight across. That was this guy. This guy right here. So nice little pocket here. All right. Glue. This is actually easier than I thought it was going to be. So far, so far. Okay. Right there, straight across. And then little pocket. Nope, that is not it. Little, that is not it. No. Oh, yep. Okay, that's it. That's the one. Cute, cute. Looking forward to kind of wrapping up this winter journal. It was big. It's a big one. And then moving on to, uh-oh, did I get glue? And then moving on to some Valentine's stuff. 'Tis the season for Valentine stuff. Okay, let's see what else I've got here. So it has these pockets. I'm not, okay, that's waist, that goes down here. This goes down here. I'm confident in that. This is tiny. Okay, I don't know if you're on screen or not. Let me push this up a little bit. So I've got this little flap that comes down here. This one right here, and it looks like probably this tiny pocket. This is the tiniest pocket that I have left, so that makes sense. Glue it up. And then pop it down. And then this goes here, but this is the same pattern. There's a pocket that goes underneath it, and I think it's, yep, it's this guy. All right, this is coming together a lot quicker than I thought. The hardest part was done, though, I think, when I cut everything out and then folded up all the little edges. Okay, yep, that's inked. So here, and here, and here. I'd love to know what you guys are working on. I think this is the exact same size, so I think that goes all the way down to the bottom there. Love to know if you guys have already moved on to Valentine's, or if you're still working on winter projects, or if you've just skipped winter altogether and you've just gone to spring now that Christmas is over. Okay, okay, that looks good. So that's it. So if I flip it over, the inside is nasty. I guess maybe I should ink up the inside edges of this because it's kind of gross. I guess maybe I should have double printed this, and then there would be something on the inside. Now I know. Now I know for future reference, I should probably print something. All right, make this up. And that's going to go down here. I've got all those little ink spots there. Okay, and then the envelope, which is this guy. I did not fold this one up. Let's see here. And here. So let's see. To adjust this a little bit. They kind of turned. There we go. Okay, cute, cute. I'm gonna glue along here and along here. And then hopefully none of that got inside there. Oh, I should have inked those edges. Should have inked them up before I did that, but it's fine. It's fine. Oops. I have to readjust this. Okay. Alrighty. And then that goes right here. All right. I may have to come back and do something to kind of fix up some of the edges on the inside because this, like this ink here and stuff is bothering me. And then I have this guy that went with it. And I don't know where it goes. I don't know where I'm supposed to put it. I don't see it on here. I think it's just an insert, but I don't see it on here. But here, we'll do this. That way, there we go. See, it covered that. It covered that ink spot there. Okay, so then to fold it, I guess we fold this up. Is that how that goes? Nope, I don't think so. Nope. So the pockets go on the outside like that? I did this wrong. I did this wrong. So maybe this was the, no, I mean, that's the way it goes. But when it's folded up, it doesn't show those pockets there, right? Am I looking at this wrong? Is this me? So it would be like this. And then this would close up and it doesn't show anything there. And I should be able to put like little brads there. It looks like that I have managed to do this wrong, but that is, yeah, because see, look, this should have been the outside, but it doesn't look like it's facing the right direction. Because if I turn it this way, then this guy is up here, not down here. See what I'm saying? So all of this should have been on the inside, and then these guys should have been on the outside. I got it now. It's okay, though. It's okay. Listen, I tried something different. It didn't quite work, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. Okay. So then that's just it. And I'll put it in there anyway. But now I know. And then it gave me these little guys, and I think these are the dots for closing it, and you'd string around it. That is way too tiny. That I'm not going to bother with cutting those out. And since I've got my pockets on the outside anyway, it's not going to matter. I'm not going to be able to close it. So it's just going to be, this is just what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so that's a learning. Maybe next time I ought to try to just kind of place the pockets and fold it and see how it's going to be before I actually glue everything down to see what it's going to look like. Because I don't think that I'm wrong here. I think that the instructions are wrong. I think that this should have been placed this way so that you knew that it was the outside, right? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, moving on, I'll set that one aside. So that was the folio kit. And then here is the card insert. Now, if you'll notice, this is the bit that I took out of, that's that bit of pattern paper that I removed from the kit because I didn't quite think that it worked. So to me, that looked just a little too autumn. It didn't look very winter to me. And I thought it just kind of stood out, and the kit is not really belonging there. But I am going to use this as a template because I decided that I like this little piece of paper. I like this pattern, and I'm going to use it. So I'm going to let this be my guide. You know what? I bet if I turn it over, it'll be a little bit easier. I guess I could have drawn this out too, right? And then cut it. Where is the fun in that? Looks like it's slip sliding everywhere. All right, let me get my longer scissors. I'm going to trim this bottom edge. Look, that's good enough. Close enough. Close enough. That's the way we do things around here. I'm trying to use up every bit of this kit. And so far it's going pretty well. And again, I'm going to lift this. This is going to be the front cover. So this one I think I have right. Okay. So this is the little front cover. I like that bright blue. So we're just going to use this. I like that bright blue snowflake. Move this guy around a little bit. There we go. Oh my goodness. All right, there we go. Okay, easy breezy. Let me go ahead and ink this up. And then this guy gets folded, so let's see. Looks good. All right, let me ink up those edges. See, I like that nice little pop of blue. And I should have planned that better so that, well, I don't know that I could have gone any further down, but so that something, you know, stuck up a little bit more there. And this fits right on top there. Come on. My glue is having a hard time this morning. I'm not sure when this will be posted, but I'm working on this on a Saturday morning. I don't know if I'll get it posted this evening or if I'll get it posted for sometime during the week. I do have a regular job, so I only get to work on stuff, you know, in the evenings. And then also, you know, on the weekends. And that is it. My job keeps me pretty busy. It's just an admin job, but we're really busy all the time, so. And the industry that I work in, we're coming up on tax season, so it gets kind of crazy. It's just a lot of call volume and stuff. But because I work with numbers and stuff during my day job, it is really nice to have a creative outlet where things don't have to be exact. Things don't have to be perfect. Cute little cards. I thought this one would take longer than it has actually. I'm a little bit disappointed the folio didn't. I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but I'm a little disappointed that the little folio didn't work, that I got that one completely wrong. All right, ink up these little edges. Earlier this week, I got my printer in. I ended up going with the Epson ET 4850, and I have yet to use it. I'm excited. I'll probably use it soon. Oh, goodness. Stay down. All of those are going to fall out. It's okay. I can always put more stuff in there. Let's find a place for these. All right, those were just our guides. I'm going to set those aside. All right, here's our book. So let's see if we can find a place for the folio. And maybe here. I think that's cute there. I think something I am going to do, I know we have these little gussets in here, but they're really wide, and that stuff isn't staying in very easily, and I fear that it's actually going to fall out of the book. So I'm going to glue down those little sides so that that gusset isn't so wide. It might limit the amount of stuff that someone could add later, but I like that better than losing stuff. That just makes more sense to me. Okay. There we go. And then we'll put, see, much better. They're not sliding out or anything now. Okay, now let's keep looking. I think that I have some tuck spots in here. Thought I did. Might have to move some things around. Tuck spots. Here's one. Okay, wait. I thought that I had one that had a sweater opposite. So it was going to be, oh, there we go. All right, let me see if this will tuck in here. And it does, kind of awkwardly, but it does. Okay, so there we go. Now let's work on our cover. I'm going to keep it pretty basic. I'll set this aside. So I have decided that I want to keep this pretty flat because I'm liking the way that this just kind of stays closed, and I'm going to keep it pretty flat. It's got a really nice feel to it right now, and I think this is going to be my image. But I'm also going to use some of that fabric that I have on the inside to put around the outside of the cover. So I kind of want to make sure, let me see how much of this. I don't want to quite go over that far. I'm thinking maybe a little more like this. So I want to make sure that I kind of get that cabin in there. If that makes sense. Let me see if I can fold that here. Okay. Fold along that edge, and then let me tear. If it's a little bit smaller, I want it to be a little bit smaller, but I don't want it to be a lot smaller than the edges of the book. Because I've got all of this up here that I want to cover. So then let's see. Tear off this amount here. Let me get it lined up. Always tearing crooked. There we go. Let's see, does that fit on that? Nope. That's fine. I think I might take a little bit, kind of like that tree there though. I might take a little bit more off of this. And move that. Yep. Okay, that's good. That's good. And I think like right here along where this stream starts, let me get this lined up here. Right here and right here. I'm using the grid on my paper to kind of line up my ruler to make sure I'm getting some nice straight kind of cuts. And then I'm going to go just shy of this. So maybe here. Is that going to be way too short? No, I don't think so. Okay. Okay, let's see. Perfect. Got a nice torn edge, so it's going to pick up a lot of this ink. I'm going to ink these edges. I'm using more of that ground espresso. On the base pages of my signatures, I used gathered twig because it just closely matched some of the color that was in there. And then on the decorative pieces, I used the ground espresso because I wanted something that was going to be just a little bit darker. All right. And I think that I might actually... I really want a lot of glue on this. Let me get this back in here. Let me see. I think I'm actually going to use my Mod Podge on this one because I want to get nice good coverage. My glue stick, I'm afraid, isn't going to hold over the long term. And then I'm worried that, I know that the art glitter glue will hold. I know that will hold for sure, but I don't want to end up with those really thin lines like I did on some of the other pages when you start gluing them together and they show through. I want to make sure I've got good all over coverage. It's kind of weak down here. There we go. There we go. There is nothing up at this top. I thought I was getting good glue at the top of this. And there is nothing unless it's just drying super fast. Okay, let me set this aside. And then I will apply this. Perfect-ish. Nope, it's crooked, which is fine. Everything I do is a little bit crooked. I told you one of my eyeballs is off. I've got a crooked eyeball. All right. So there we go. Let me put this away. And I need to clean this off. I hosted a Valentine card making party for some friends in the neighborhood, some of the neighborhood ladies, and I have moved my stuff around, and now I'm not sure where everything is. I've just got it kind of piled up over here on the extension of my desk. I need to go through and organize it. I'm going to kind of wipe this down a little bit. All right, now let's go on to the fabric. I've got this bit of fabric here. And I use this fabric on the inside here of the spine. And so I think I'm going to do the same on the outside. And I think that looks good, about 1 inch in. This. All right, I'm trying to get this wrapped around, and then I want to snip the edge of this there. I like that nice frayed edge. It's nice on the top. Okay, I think I'm a little bit long though, so let's see. Need to be careful here. All right, let's see. I think that's about right. So if I've got some like little fuzzies and things, that doesn't bother me. That is not going to bother me. So let me get, I'm gonna see if I can set this between some, there we go. So I'm gonna hold this so that it doesn't splay out too much and doesn't slide. I'm gonna hold it between these guys, and then I am going to glue this down. Okay, let me get my Fabri-Tac. And I've got my silicone brush. I want to have a nice layer, but I don't want it to kind of get goopy and to go through the fabric too much either. And a nice layer all the way to the edge there. All right. Is that about right? That looks about right. Again, I'm eyeballing with my crooked eyeball. So if it's not just right. And then that's what I mean by that, is those little spots right there where the glue seeps through. That's the one thing I don't care for about the Fabri-Tac. Let me see if I can get some of that off. Okay. Now I can lay this on this side and get the edges. All right, definitely want to work this way because I got right up on the edge of where that fabric is going to be on the edge of that paper. Make sure I get down in this groove where the spine is. Hopefully I didn't go over too far. And this will cover. There we go. Give that a little bit of a wipe. It looks like everything is adhering really well though. All right, I'm gonna flip this over. And then again, make sure I've got good coverage. I need to get right in here, this little groove where the spine is, to make sure that the fabric attaches there. You having a good time with that new toy puppy? Little Clementine. She went to doggy daycare yesterday. I'm trying to get her socialized. Plus, just get a little bit of the energy out, you know? A little bit of that puppy energy. She played with friends. It's so cute. It's like having a preschooler or a kindergartner again. I get little reports about how she's socializing and getting along with her little puppy friends. So funny. I've got an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old, so it's kind of like starting over. All right, let's see. Look at that. It does come out on the edges a little bit. I'm fine with that. I'd rather it be a little bit too long than a little bit too short. And I can always go in and trim it, so that's not a problem. As a matter of fact, I am going to trim some of these little edges. I don't mind that it's frayed, but I don't want a lot of like long strings or anything. Let me get that. And once this glue dries, it should hold a lot of these little strings down and prevent those from coming up too much. And look at that. How pretty is she? I am going to let this spine, well, you know what? There was one other thing I was going to add here. I wanted to have like a little title here. So I've got this little guy, and I was thinking about putting it here so that someone could put a little title on it if they wanted to. Nope. Yep. All right. And now I'm kind of questioning myself. Do I want it here and covering that up, or do I want it on the inside here? I think I'm going to do it on the inside here. And they can do this journal belongs to. That is what I'm going to do, because I really like the way this looks here overall. And let me remove little bits of glue here and there. All right, I'm gonna let this dry. I think I'm already close to like 45 minutes. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to allow this to dry, and then I'll come back and do a flip through in a separate video. It'll just be real quick. I'm gonna trim these strings before I forget. Just trim them down a little bit. So I'll come in and I'll do a flip through. I hope that you have enjoyed this series. I really like this type of binding. It ended up being, I think, probably one of my favorites so far. I love trying different types of binding, and I really enjoyed this one with that hidden spine, because it didn't interfere with the book and the way the book feels, you know, on the spine. So I liked having that bit of chipboard there. And I was worried that it would feel loose or it would feel like it would come off, but it's solidly attached. It's very solidly attached. So that's not a concern at all. So anyhow, I hope that you liked this series. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section, and I'll be sure to follow up with you. And until next time, bye.